All right, let's talk about this. You know how AI used to be this thing you'd go to on a separate website, right? A tool you had to seek out? Well, that's changing. It's now moving right into the places we talk the most, like your private WhatsApp chats. Yep, Meta is building an AI co-writer directly into the app, and we're going to break down exactly what that means for you.
You know the feeling, right? You're just staring at your phone, trying to come up with the perfect thing to say for a super simple message. Maybe it's a quick reply, a work thing, or even just a joke, and you're just stuck. You type, you delete, you type it again. It's that universal writer's block, but for texting. So what if your phone could just, I don't know, give you a better way to say it?
Okay, so for example, instead of just nagging someone like, hey, can you please not leave your dirty socks on the sofa? What if you could instantly flip that into something a bit more fun, like this? Breaking news! Socks found chilling on the couch! I mean, come on, that's pretty good. And this is a real example of what WhatsApp's new AI tool can do. It's all about turning the mundane into something, memorable. So that little bit of magic comes from a new feature called Writing Help. It's basically Meta's answer to all that texting anxiety we were just talking about. Think of it as your own personal AI co-writer living right inside the app you're probably using all day anyway.
But what is it really? Well, at its core, Writing Help is like having an editor on demand. And this is key. It's a tool you have to choose to use. It's off by default. So if you turn it on, it can take your rough draft of a message and just polish it up for you before you hit send.
And we're talking way more than just fixing typos here. This thing can rephrase entire sentences to make them clearer. Or, like we saw with the socks, it can completely switch up the tone. So if you need to sound super professional for a work chat, boom, it can do that. If you want to be a little more funny or supportive, it can do that too. It's pretty versatile.
Okay, so this sounds pretty cool, right? But how does it actually work? Is it going to be a pain to use? Well, the good news is Meta seems to have made this incredibly simple. Let's just walk through the steps.
First things first, you have to actually opt in. You do that by enabling a feature called private processing in your settings. Once you've done that, you just type your message like you always would. Then you'll see this little pencil icon pop up. Tap it and the AI will offer you a bunch of different ways to say what you just wrote. You just pick the one you like or, hey, stick with your original. It's as simple as that.
And now we get to the big one. The question everyone asks whenever Meta announces literally anything, what about my privacy? They are making a big promise here, saying that this powerful new tool won't come at the cost of your personal data. Let's see how.
The whole key to this promise is a technology they've built called private processing. And here's the idea. When you ask the AI for help with a message, your request gets encrypted and sent completely anonymously. The whole process is designed to make it basically impossible for anyone, and that includes Meta or WhatsApp themselves, to see what you wrote or to link it back to you.
And this is where Meta's approach is supposed to be really different from a lot of other AI services out there. Typically, your data might get stored, maybe even reviewed by an employee, or used to train the next version of the AI. But with private processing, Meta is claiming none of that happens. They're promising no storage on their servers, no employees reading your stuff, and no training the AI on your private messages.
So here's the bottom line on privacy. You are in control. First, you have to turn it on yourself. Second, it only ever sees the one message you ask it to work on, not your entire chat history. And maybe most importantly for, real life, the person you're messaging will have absolutely no idea you used an AI assistant.
So this is the central promise Meta is making, that even with all this advanced AI number crunching happening, your conversations stay just that, yours, private.
Okay, so with that privacy promise in mind, let's zoom out for a second. This feature didn't just appear out of nowhere. It's actually Meta's latest move in a much, much larger and very competitive race. I mean, look around. All the big players are pushing AI into the way we communicate. Google has its Magic Compose in Messages, Microsoft is weaving Copilot into pretty much everything, and Telegram has had AI bots for years. So Meta's move with WhatsApp, it's a really crucial step for them to keep up in this whole new world.
So who actually gets to use this right now? Well, the initial rollout is focused on English language users on both Android and iOS. It's starting in the United States and a few other countries. Meta says they plan to expand to more languages and regions later on, but for now it's a pretty limited launch.
And that brings us to a really crucial number, 0. That's exactly how many times the person you're messaging will know you got a little help from an AI. The whole thing is designed to be completely seamless, totally invisible. It just feels like your words, but maybe a little more polished. The assistance is completely hidden, which, leaves us with a pretty big question to think about. As tools like this become more common and completely invisible, is AI becoming our silent co-author in daily life? It's a huge shift in how we talk to each other, and it's happening one perfectly phrased text at a time.